All right, sound should come up in a second. There I am. Okay, welcome to Banzai Interactive Cooking. My name is Chef Brandon A.D., otherwise known as Buckaroo Banzai, and we've had a little trouble with our thing as usual. I had to reschedule events, and so we're probably not going to have. And then there's a bunch of events going on in AltspaceVR, so we might not get a big crowd in AltspaceVR today. But as long as it's working, then it's all good. Hopefully, I'll get some people in on Twitch and YouTube. But today we are making some red snapper, some lamb chops, and some black rice, which I already have going. That's the only thing that I've really started so far because it takes 35 minutes to make, and we still have about 11 and a half minutes. What black rice is this stuff. I have it in the pressure cooker, but even in the pressure cooker, it takes the full amount of time. It's at least 35 minutes to cook this rice. It takes a long time. So that is going right now, and what I'm going to start, the other thing I have done is I had some, since I'm making romesco sauce, I'm making romesco sauce, so I have reduced some pineapple juice and some lemon juice together, mostly pineapple juice because I had some fresh pineapple juice left over that I needed to use, and I've never made a pineapple romesco, and everything should go very well with each other. So I've also put some slithered almonds into toast, and we're going to make the romesco first. So what it is it's a kind of weird sauce that looks like it has cream in it, but it really doesn't. And the main ingredient is roasted peppers, and then some garlic. And what I'm going to do actually is, the other week we did a salsa that required me to quickly roast the garlic in the pan with the skin on, and it came out so good I'm going to do it again. But this time, I'm also, I have a little bit of pancetta cubed up, which is like fancy Italian bacon. I'm going to put that in my pan and get that going for the oil. I'm going to put a little bit of extra oil in my pan. What happened? Okay, that's weird. Trying to rejoin. Okay. Hope everybody can still see me in there. My AltSpace just went out. That is super weird. Okay, I am restarting right now. Huh. Sorry, folks. Like I just noticed my computer, AltSpace completely went off. I'm trying to get back in there right now. And yet a new problem arises. Great, my internet's out. Am I still broadcasting? Oh. Alright, I'm having to restart my computer. So we're going to pause here for a second. go. All right, hopefully we are back up. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm going to turn my pan up to get back to what we were doing. I'm going to turn my pan up, get the bacon frying, and then or the pancetta, and I'm going to put the garlic in with it and roast it with the skin on for just a few minutes. And then later I'll use that same oil to do the asparagus in, so we can get a nice, tasty, flavorful asparagus. In the meantime, I'll take my almonds out. This over here. So the bacon, or the little pancetta, is going now. I'm going to put my garlic in, and I'm just going to let that roast in the pan like that for a few minutes. I'm going to turn it down to medium. In the meantime, I'm going to get this ready. So I have my little food processor here. And we're going to take some roasted red pepper. And we're going to wait for that garlic to be done. Turn my pan on a little bit. Alright, in the meantime, I'm going to season the fish with just salt and pepper. But I have a tri-pepper blend of red, green, and black peppercorns that I ground up a little bit ago. Then for the lamb, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you a version of one of my favorite lamb recipes. It's not the full version, but this is a quick version of one of the best dishes I do. So what I have is some fresh thyme and some fresh rosemary from my garden. And we're going to chop, chop, choppy, chop, 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 chop. See how that, oh yeah, that looks okay. I have a new side cam. Alright, so now the garlic is getting nice and toasty. I'm going to turn it down because my bacon is getting a bit crisp. I'm going to turn the garlic on the other side so it kind of blackens. And remember, it's not blackening the garlic, it's blackening the skin. But I am going to take the little bacon bits out. Because I can use those as garnish later on. Alright, see, little bacon bits. Then, let me get a little bowl. And I'm going to take my thyme and rosemary, put it in there, and here is oh, hello Sleepy Does Stuff, welcome, glad to see you're in there. On YouTube. So right here I have some Berber spice. This is one of my favorite. It's like a Middle Eastern spice blend. It's really, really good, and it goes spectacularly well with lamb. So I'm going to put some of that in there. And then I have some coconut sugar. I'm going to put some coconut sugar. as well as some salt, and a little bit of the black pepper. And then I am going to add a little extra cardamom, which is a lemony spice. And then we're going to mix that all together, and that is what's going to go on our lamb chops. Then, oh yeah, the garlic is done. So we get a nice little roast on the garlic. I can turn the pan off now. I'm going to put a little bit more oil in the pan so it doesn't smoke as much, because I am going to be doing the lamb chops and the asparagus in the same pan a little later on. And then our rice is almost done. So I'm going to peel the garlic. Woo! But you got to be careful. The skin will come right off. And then I'm just going to leave that rice in there for right now, even though it is done. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and it can just, it won't hurt it to stay in there. I highly recommend, what's it called? Ninja, the Ninja, it's an air fryer, pressure cooker, and slow cooker all in once. It's really, really nice. Alright, so we have our garlic. I chopped that, and it is not fully roasted, but it has gotten nice and tender. Put that in, and that's going to make it not have quite as intense of a flavor, because I don't want it to be like garlic, but I just want it to be garlic. Let's season our lamb chops. Actually, I'm going to keep my pan on low, so keep some heat on it. And you just want to really, really season the lamb chops as much. There's not a whole lot of salt in there. And this stuff, you want it to sear in. And it can almost become black, and it'll still taste really, really, really good. Alright, so we have our lamb chops seasoned. Put that off to the side here. And we have our toasted almonds. I'm going to take about half of what I have on this tray to start off with. And then olive oil and blend. Now, secret ingredient is the pineapple and lemon reduction. And if you can see into the camera, and I'll try to get a. Actually, it's too black. It's a nice thick reduction of. Oh yeah, and that's sweet. Oh, and caramelized and yummy. So I'm going to put about half in to start off with. And I'm going to see where we are taste-wise. Alright, so we need some salt. Garlic is good. It's there, but it's not obnoxious. And I think I can take all of that reduction, put it in, and we'll be fine. Just didn't know how strong that was going to be. All right. Whoa. My R2's falling apart. We've lost R2. Alright. Now, I'm going to put a little bit more almond. And since it's not getting, it's still going to be a little bit thin. What you can do as a thickener along with the almonds is some breadcrumbs. And I have some gluten-free breadcrumbs. It's just kind of, it's a rice flour, I believe. I'm just going to put a little bit of that in. And that's also going to add a little bit of texture too. And it's going to thicken it a bit. Right. Let's see where we are. And you know what it needs? It needs another lemon. So I'm going to squeeze out another lemon. Throw the pan back on low. I've got my juicer ready over here. And I'm going to start off with half a lemon and see where I am. That's it. That's really good. That's nice. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. And that should complete us. Making this sauce is all about tasting, 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 and fiddling, fiddling, fiddling. Just don't add too much of anything, so you never, because you cannot, you can subtract, or you can't subtract, you can add. All right. Now I'm going to get my fish pan hot, and I've got my cast iron hot. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the lamb chops and the asparagus all in one pot. But first, I'm going to... I spilled the asparagus. Put the asparagus in the bowl. And generally, all you want to do with asparagus is olive oil, salt, and pepper. I can't tell you how many times I've put this on a grill, especially, and people ask, "My God, why is this asparagus so good?" And I say olive oil, salt, and pepper. With any food you cook for the first time, most of the time, if you're unsure what to do, put olive oil, salt, and pepper on it. And there we go. All right, asparagus is ready to go. And hello to, let's see who that is. Someone has come in. Hello, Delcine. That is me live on screen. If you have any questions, you can come up and ask to my avatar over here. But I will be, if you stay the whole time, I will be talking after the show. We had some difficulty today, so there's not a whole. Actually, I think there's only one person in there, and now they see me talking too. Hi. All right. So now we're going to turn up the pan. I'm going to put some oil in the fish pan. And in the meantime, while the pans are heating up a little bit more. Actually, my first pan is warm enough, so I'm going to start the lamb chops. And vent the black rice. And we have to wait for that sound to stop before we can check the rice. In the meantime, I will chop some parsley that I'm going to toss into the rice because I had some fresh parsley that needed to get used. And right about now, I can go ahead and toss the asparagus in the same pan with the lamb. And in a moment here, I will attempt to bring the camera over there and get y'all a nice shot of everything. All right. All right, now something odd has happened. The rice isn't quite done, but this is not a bad thing. As I keep checking, oh yeah. Now we're gonna flip our lamb, flip the asparagus, turn that pan on high. And I'm going to take this rice, put it on a sheet pan. We're going to season it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to dry it out in the oven a little bit until we're done. Now our fish pan should be getting pretty hot. I'm going to start the fish. Nope, not hot enough yet. I'm going to take it out. Sure we're on high. And, well, that's one way to see if I can bring the camera over. I'm trying a new camera today. So, there's the shot of everything cooking. Right on. All right. Now, I think the pan should be ready now. Yes. I'm going to put a towel out to kind of drain off the asparagus and the lamb once they're done. And you want to keep turning your asparagus around. And I got some thin asparagus, so it will get done fairly quickly. I would say about another minute or so, and the asparagus will be done, and the lamb chops shortly after that. Now, I'm just going to wait for I want the fish to get just a little bit of brown on top, and then I'm going to flip it. Turn it off. I don't need my pressure cooker anymore. And the black rice is interesting because I've cooked it one other time on the show. Basically, it was a rice that I believe it was either China or Japan. I believe it's China, and only the emperor could eat the rice, or under like penalty of death. So, and maybe it was like the emperor and the members of the royal family or royals in general. But up until last century or whatever, it was like taboo to eat black rice if you weren't part of the Chinese royalty or Japanese, I forget which one it is. Alright, so asparagus is essentially done. I'm going to take it off. If we need to, if it gets too cool right at the end, we can always pop it right back in the pan. Fish is now a wonderful golden color. I'm going to let that go. So I can probably just finish it off in the pan. Where is, see if I can find the thermometer. Oh, I should have gotten my thermometer out earlier. Basically what I'm looking for is 115 to 130 on the lamb chops, but I've done these enough. They're perfect right now. So I'm taking the lamb chops out and letting them rest. And show you how we got a nice dark sear on this, and that's what you really want because these spices do really well under high heat. You can, as I said, you can even burn this and it'll still taste really good. Then, while I'm waiting for the fish to cook off, I want to put a few of these on the plate there. These little stuffed peppers that I absolutely love, and I just want to slightly warm them up. It's just these little stuffed peppers stuffed with cheese, with cream cheese. So we're taking the cast iron off the heat and just putting a few of these in it. And that'll be my garnish. All right, let's check the rice. Still a little bit soupy, but oh, that tastes so good though. Give it 1 more minute until the fish is done. And let's see if Miss Lily wants to say something. And now, hi. Hi. Okay. And that's how we're getting Lily to Dad. She's watching her shows. Check on the fish. All right. Yeah, it's getting a little bit black on the bottom, so I'm going to turn it one more time. We're going to finish in the oven. I'm going to flip these little peppers over because even though it's off the heat, the pan is still fairly hot. And then we'll get the black rice. Let's see. Plate one. Oh wait. So I'm going to add the parsley right now and stir that up in there a little bit. And again, I've said this before on the show. When you're doing parsley, you want to chop the parsley like 5 minutes before you're going to use it at most, because it will start losing that real fresh parsley taste. And especially with flat leaf Italian parsley, that is the absolute best. All right, so we're going to stir. And this rice has a really nice, it's almost like, it's a mustiness, but it's also the tanginess that no other rice has. And I am kind of using, since my wife went to UGA and the Bulldog colors are black and red, this is kind of an homage to UGA here in Georgia. All right. That way. then our fish should be done. We'll give it about 1 more minute. So we'll go ahead, get our chop. It's going to be one of the more interesting surf and turfs I've ever done. Asparagus. And our fish. Saw someone walking around there. Oh, there's Dave. Hey, Dave. The wonderful thing that I like about red snapper is that it is, I mean, if you can find it fresh, which we can find it fresh most of the time here, it's great to get it fresh, but it is also one of those fishes that really holds up to freezing. So, fresh or frozen, it's still pretty good either way. And we're going to take our Romesco. And this will go good with the entire plate. And my wife is feeling a little bit under the weather today. Well, hopefully she will come out and eat her dinner. But this is there we go. Try to get a good shot. This is black rice, lamb chop with Berber spice, roasted or seared red snapper, roasted asparagus, and Romesco sauce. And to finish, and so I can post this later. I'm going to take a picture because I always forget to take a picture. Let's see. I think that might be the better plate. I don't know. Well, there y'all go. Once more. So, thank anybody who stayed in AltspaceVR. Let's see who's going around here. Hello, Doctor Who. We will be live again next week. Hopefully, I won't have any more snafus. Everything, the camera worked today, but I had a computer snafu, and we also had an AltspaceVR snafu where I had to reset my event. So we're getting close to perfect, but thank you anybody who joined me and anybody who watches later on YouTube. I will do my best to have this edited, but please push the like and subscribe, and we will see y'all next week. Thank you very much.